What's up everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures. And in this video, we're gonna compare two portable air conditioners. Now, I know that portable ACs, if you are in the various forums and Facebook groups and stuff, people will ask about these and they tend to get some negative comments from, I guess, the camping purists who think that the purpose of camping is to go out and play Survivor and be as miserable as possible. These people apparently don't live in the South, because where I live here in Arkansas, these things really make a difference on how long you can camp and the type of environments that you can camp in. Because once it starts getting, June, the temps may not get that bad, but it starts getting stupid humid. And if you have ever slept in really humid environments and you're in your tent, whether it's a ground tent or a rooftop tent or even a hammock, and you just got moisture everywhere and everything's sticky and you're sweaty, there's no way to sleep well in that. Even with a fan, I mean, you're still blowing moist air on top of you. So I have fallen in love with having a portable air conditioner to extend my camping season and to extend maybe some of the places that I can go at different times of the year. These really make a difference. These are legit portable air conditioners. They have compressors, they have condensers, they remove moisture from the air. They both have drain tubes to deal with that moisture that it's pulling out and has to drain the water out. So I mean, these are legit air conditioners. Now, what we have here, this is the Zero Breeze Mark II. I've had this for a while now. And this is the brand new Sunjoy IceCove. It is a new brand on the market. And I've been using this for the last few weeks in multiple environments and different trips and stuff. And it works. It actually works. And I think this being the new guy on the block, they've definitely made some improvements. There's a compelling reason to right now choose the IceCove over the Zero Breeze. And so we'll get into that. So just going through the specs, I mean, you can see they are about the same size. They weigh about the same. This one comes in at just over 30 pounds, about 31 pounds. This one comes in right at 35 pounds with the batteries. This one has a little bit larger battery, which is why the weight is a little bit more. So 31 pounds, 35 pounds. And they both run off of AC. They've got little bricks here that can both run the unit or charge the battery. Unfortunately, for both of these, you cannot run this and charge the battery at the same time. Nor can you run it off the battery while charging the battery at the same time. I wish that was a feature that they had, so you could leave, it plugged into AC power, off a power station or an inverter in the back of your rig or something like that, and be powering it off the battery, but also keeping the battery topped off at the same time. Neither one of them will let you do that. You can either charge the battery and then run it off the battery, or you can just run it off the brick. So those are your options. Both of them have removable batteries, so you can very easily remove this from the main battery here. And the same thing with the Zero Breeze. So if you don't want to take the battery with you, you're just going to be running it off AC. That's actually my preferred method for using this, since I've got 200 amp hours worth of power in the back of my Gladiator. I just run it off that. So I just take this with me and leave the battery behind for my trips. Both of them have the option of purchasing it without the battery. The IceCove is a 2500 BTU portable air conditioner. The Zero Breeze is a 2300 BTU air conditioner. So this has a little bit more power, can get things just a little bit colder. The battery that comes with the IceCove It is a 40 amp hour battery or a 960 watt hour battery. The battery that comes with the Zero Breeze is a 35 amp hour battery or 840 watts. So you get another 120-ish watt hours worth of battery power out of the IceCove. But to me, what sets the IceCove apart from the Zero Breeze is in the ergonomics of it. As you can see, I mean, they look very different. Both of them have intakes and exhausts for the hot air, because like I said, this is an actual air conditioner, so there is hot air blowing out the back. Theoretically, you could turn either one of them around and use it as kind of a heater for your tent or for a space, but it would help a little bit. I don't necessarily think they're not designed for that, but because this is exhausting hot air out the back, and so is the Zero Breeze, it could be used as that. But they both have air input, air exhaust, air output. But it's how they're designed that makes a huge difference. This is everything that comes with the Zero Breeze. As you can see, this pops off. So you've got multiple little duct things here, one for the back, one for the front that goes here if you're using a hose to pipe air in. Then you've got 3 tubes. So if you're attaching all the things, which you don't have to, but if you're keeping the Zero Breeze outside your tent and then you are piping the air inside, you've got this one. If you're keeping the Zero Breeze inside your tent and you need to exhaust the air and pull in fresh air, well, then you've got this, and then you've got 2 of these tubes you've got to deal with. And it's just a lot more cumbersome to deal with this. This is the water hose, the drain tube that comes with it. And so you've got multiple hoses, multiple attachments. The IceCove, it just has one. You just have one hose, one attachment. And it stays on here. And so if you are setting this outside your tent and pumping the air in, then that just slides on there and then boom, you're done. If you're putting this inside your tent or maybe inside a room or a vehicle and you want to exhaust the hot air out, that just flips around and attaches to the rear and boom, you're done. This is the drain hose that comes with the IceCove. And that right there makes transporting the IceCove and dealing with just this. So you've got you've got this versus all this. So that's a big deal. I mean, forget the fact that this has a more powerful battery. It is a more powerful, or has another 200 BTUs worth of air conditioning power out of this thing. This right here is enough for me to take this on trips and leave the Zero Breeze at home, which is what I've been doing. So the other thing that I like about the IceCove is, whereas this brings in fresh air from the back next to the exhaust, this one brings in the fresh air from the sides. So it's got, everything comes in on the sides. So you don't have to deal with the extra hoses and stuff next to the exhaust, which is super nice. Both batteries can be used, to do things. They both got USB-A ports. They both got USB-C ports. So they can be used to, keep a phone charged, keep a tablet charged, charge the lights. You can use the power of the batteries for other things, other than just keeping the AC running. Now, when it comes to performance, realistically, they're about the same. This one will get just a little bit cooler because it's 2,500 BTU unit as opposed to a 2,300 BTU unit. So this one will get just a tad cooler. This one has maybe some more features It's got a rocket mode, which is the high fast cooling mode. Then it's got a normal mode, and then it's got a sleep mode, which raises the temperature, lowers the fan, does all that stuff with kind of automatically with these three modes. This one, you've got the AC on and off. You've got temperature controls. This does not have temperature controls. And then you've got high and low speed for the fan. Both of them have little lights. You see this one has the little light down here. The Zero Breeze has the light ring up here. And so their features are very similar. On high, both of them will pull just over 200 watts. I think about 210 watts with these things cranked up to high. So you know, you've got a 960 watt hour battery. If you're running on high, you know, you're looking at 4.5, 5-ish hours out of it. This one, you're pulling just over 200 watts with an 840 watt hour battery. You're gonna be lucky to get 4 hours out of this one, and in my testing, that's been verified. So, yeah, about 4 hours on this one, about 5 hours on this one, so you get a little bit longer battery life on the IceCove. Now, when it comes to charging, there's a huge difference there. This power brick, this power brick that the Zero Breeze comes with, it charges at 120 watts. So you've got an 840 watt hour battery being charged at 120 watts. You're looking at almost 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours to recharge this battery. The power brick that comes with the IceCove, it recharges at over 300 watts, about 305 watts is what I saw, which means you can recharge the 960 watt hour battery in just over 3 hours with this. So that's a big deal. It also makes a big difference if you're recharging these in your car. If your car has a built-in inverter, you know, will your inverter handle 300 watts? My Gladiator does. So I can recharge this really quickly while I'm driving. I have to drive a lot longer to recharge the Zero Breeze to recharge it. So that makes a big difference depending on the length of your trips and that sort of thing. Now, I used this one recently on a trip to Kentucky. It wasn't so much hot as it was really, really humid on that trip. And so we brought this with us just to make sleeping in the tent more comfortable. When you're on a multi-day, we were on a four-day trip. And if you're on a multi-day trip and you're just not sleeping well because it's just muggy and you're just not comfortable at night, that makes for a very miserable trip. You're exhausted during the day. So we used this a couple nights on the trip, and it was fantastic. All right, Karen and I are going to bed, but we're trying out a new portable air conditioner. Temperatures have been right on the edge of just uncomfortable. It's low to mid 70s at night, which, I mean, with a fan is okay, but we're trying out this new IceCove portable air conditioner. Well, we're gonna see how this goes. This is how we have it set up, and I will report back in the morning. Good morning. How'd you sleep? Really good. You stay comfortable?
Very.
Okay. Initial thoughts on the IceCove?
I love it. It's nice to have, like, I feel every night at home we sleep with a fan, and that first night we slept with a fan, it wasn't comfortable in here. It was like moving air.
It was just humid.
Yeah, but it was really humid, and having it cooler in here and then being able to have blankets, it just makes it like we're at home. It's cozy.
I like the fact that it's not humid air.
Yeah.
That's the key for me.
Yeah, it's not like stagnant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it.
It worked really good, and I rigged up this little platform with a table through my rack.
Is it smaller than the Zero, like all the other ones?
About the same size as the Zero Breeze.
Does it do like the whole leaking thing?
The water, I mean, you have a drain tube for it, yeah.
So it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot cheaper.
Yeah. And I wanted to see how well this does in our iCamper Sky Camp. It is a much bigger tent than the iCamper BDV that I keep on my Gladiator. our iCamper SkyCamp on the trailer. It's a king-size bed up there. All right, we're gonna put this to the test. It is a stupid warm day in September. The high today was 92. It's currently 87. So we're gonna test the IceCove in the bigger iCamper. So I've got a thermometer in there, and the thermometer inside the tent is currently reading 90 degrees. So got the air hose plumbed into there. Using the battery, it's fully charged. All right, let's turn this on. And we're gonna run it on high for, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. And let's see what happens. This is all as sealed up as it can get. We'll come check back. All right, well, it's been 45 minutes, and turns out I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Because I left the front of the tent wide open.
Yeah, it feels good.
So I've just been air conditioning that and this. But what's actually kind of impressive is now inside here it is 75 degrees. Look at that. That is a huge difference with the tent wide open. So I actually find that kind of impressive. Now I'm going to seal the tent up, leave it for another 30, and then we'll come back. All right, now let's see. So another 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of cold air. All right, let me grab this light. There we go. That's better. Okay, well, it is 71 degrees. There it is. 71 degrees in here. And it is incredibly comfortable. Outside, it's 82 degrees, it's humid. And I mean, no one wants to go to sleep when it's 80 degrees outside and humid. So this is super comfy in here, and it makes a big difference. And it could even be warmer, and it would be awesome. And this is a big tent. It's a king size bed up here, and it feels amazing. So, you know, realistically, mid 80s, you're going to drop the temperature around 10 degrees. If it's a little bit cooler than that, you'll get a little bit better. But the biggest game changer for these things is it removes the moisture from the air, and you get nice, cool, dry air in your tent. Also takes care of the condensation issues in your tent. On our Kentucky trip, we had people waking up, with dealing with condensation inside their tent, having to dry it out and stuff. We had none because we were using this and had nice, dry, cool air in our tent and slept fantastic. One other thing that the IceCove brings to the table is it uses the newer R290 refrigerant, which lasts longer than the older refrigerant that's used in the Zero Breeze. So you're going to get a longer lifespan out of this just from a refrigerant standpoint with this one using the newer R290 refrigerant versus the older refrigerant that the Zero Breeze uses. Now, for a couple annoying things, really about both of them. The touch screens on these, or the buttons, they are just way too sensitive. All you have to do is just brush up against it, and it'll adjust. Like, I just turned the power on, I just touched it. Now the air conditioner's off, the fan's just running on high, just touch it on low. I mean, just a very light touch there. So I wish the buttons were more tactile, a little bit harder push than just a little tap, because I have, reached out of the tent or trying to get into my tent the way I had it, situated on my Gladiator, and accidentally, turned it off or accidentally adjusted the temperature on it. So I don't like the Zero Breeze has the exact same problem. You just barely touch the buttons and it registers. So I don't like that. Now, one advantage that the Zero Breeze has over the IceCove, the Zero Breeze does come with a remote, which if you're putting this outside your tent or maybe down low and piping air up into somewhere, having the remote is handy. It is just a very simple remote. I actually lost my remote within, I don't know, a month of owning the Zero Breeze, so I don't have it anymore. But it's just a very simple, small remote. Up, down, change the various settings, that sort of thing. So nothing fancy with it. Neither one of these have an app control. So I do wish the IceCove had at least a remote. I definitely wish it had app control. You may be wondering, there's a third member of the portable air conditioner family, and that's the EcoFlow Wave 2. I've reviewed it on the channel. Very impressed with it, but so you may be wondering why I don't have it up here in the mix. And it's just because of its size. It is a totally much bigger, I think it's 5,900 BTUs or 5,600 BTUs for the EcoFlow. It is a massive portable air conditioner, so to me it's not near as portable. I would never use the EcoFlow Wave 2 just to cool a rooftop tent. I would use it for my camper. I would not use it just to cool a rooftop tent. These are much better for that, just because they're much smaller, they're much more portable, they're much lighter. So that's why the EcoFlow is not here in the mix. It's much larger, much heavier, much more powerful, and much more expensive as well. So these are really head-to-head competitors. The EcoFlow Wave 2 is another category up from these. So I have a trip coming up this weekend. Much like the Kentucky trip that I just got back on, it's going to be not hot, but it's not going to be, the comfortable sleeping weather either. So, which one of these am I going to take on that trip to keep us cool? I'm taking the IceCove because it just works better. It's also cheaper. Right now, at the time of recording this video, you can get the Zero Breeze Mark II with its battery for $1,600, $1,599. The IceCove with battery comes in at $1,299. So you'll save $200 on the IceCove versus the Zero Breeze. And considering that this is cheaper, it is more powerful, it has better battery life, much better ergonomics. I just got to take this. I don't have to take all that. I think the IceCove is a no-brainer. If you're needing to choose between these two, as they sit right now, I'm taking the IceCove. It's just a better unit. It's better designed. It's better laid out. It's more efficient. It's just more of everything. The only thing the Zero Breeze has over the IceCove is the remote. That's it. That's the only feature that the Zero Breeze has that the IceCove doesn't, and is better. So anyway, I hope this side-by-side comparison was helpful. Be sure and subscribe to the channel if you want to see this in action. At the time of this video being released, the upcoming trip video is going to be that Kentucky video, so I'll show it there. And the next video will be this trip up to the Big Iron Overland Rally in Kansas, where we will be using this to keep us nice and cool at night, where everybody else is going to be humid and sticky. So, yay for us getting a good night's sleep. But seriously, do please subscribe to the channel. If you're not, help us reach the goal of 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And if the video was helpful, please give it a like. And if you like the content that we're putting out and you want to consider supporting the channel, check out the Patreon link in the description. You gain access to special content, special events, like a big gathering that we're having at Mayor's Adventure Park the second weekend in December. That is exclusive to Patreon supporters only. So super pumped about that event. And you also get access to all of our GPS data. And if you're interested in merchandise like the hat and the shirt, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.